Good morning students. Welcome back to the science class. Do you remember what we saw in the last class? In the previous class, we discussed about uses of microorganism. In what are the ways it is used to us? It is used in the different fields like medicine, agriculture and industries in daily life like that. So first three categories we completed in the previous class. What are the categories? First medicine. In medicine, what are the ways it is used? It is used to production of antibiotics and vaccines. Okay. And in agriculture, it is used as a natural fertilizer and biocontrol agent, and it is used as the nitrogen fixation. Okay. And the next one, it is in industries. In what are the industries it is used? First one, it is used in the sewage treatment, the wastewater treatment. Okay, so the next one, it is used to production of biogas, and it is used to produce the alcohol, wine, like this alcoholic beverages. Okay, so the last one, it is used in the welding and tanning industries also. Okay, so the last one, it is used in the daily life also. That is only we can see in this class. In daily life, in what are the ways the microorganism used in the daily life? Okay, first one, making bread. Do you remember in the fungi, in the first class, we studied about the fungi. In fungi, the microorganism, the yeast, we saw, that is a single cell organism. That yeast only, it is used to produce the bread and cakes like that. It is used to rising the doughs, that only give the sponginess and softness to the bread. Okay. So next one, curd and cottage cheese. Okay, so the cheese production and in the curd production, the microorganism it plays the main role. Okay, the curdling of milk, it is done by bacteria. Okay, so the curdling of milk and the production of cottage cheese is everything. It is done by microorganism only. Okay, so the next one, in human intestine, in our intestine. Okay, in our intestine also some of the microorganisms are present. Okay, what are the microorganisms? First one, lactobacillus. The lactobacillus, it is present in our intestine only. Okay, and as well as the E. coli bacteria. Okay, this also it is present in our intestine. The E. coli it is used to produce the vitamin K and vitamin B complex also. Okay, so this is the uses of microorganism in our daily life. Okay, the next topic is microbes in food process. Microbes in food process. The microorganism, it is used in the food processing industries also. Okay, so it is used in the two ways. First one, food preservation, and second one, food production. Food preservation and food production. Okay, preservation we know very well about. What is preservation? Preserve the food from the contamination. Okay, that is a food preservation. In food preservation, that is the first one. The second is food production. Okay, so first we can see about the food preservation. Okay, in food preservation, the two types are there, two techniques are there. First one is a traditional technique, and the second one it is a modern technique. What is the traditional technique? What is the traditional technique? First one, fermentation. We know very well about the fermentation. Okay, daily in our home we can do the fermentation. What is it? Fermentation of idli batter, idli dosa batter, and curdling of milk. Okay, so this is a fermentation. In the fermentation, it is used, and wine preparation and converted the sugar syrup into the alcohol. This everything is a fermentation. Okay. So next one it is a pickling. Pickling also we know very well. Okay. It is used in the processing of pickles. Okay, production of pickles. It kills the microorganisms. Because we can add the vinegar like this. Okay, it is kills the microorganism and is preserve the food materials. Okay, so next one, boiling. Okay, when it is like water or milk, when it is boiling in the high temperature, it kills all microorganisms. That is a boiling. Okay, and the last one it is a sugaring. Sugaring means in the production of syrup, jam, jellies. Okay. That is what sugaring. Okay, we can add the sugar and it kills the microorganism and it does not allow the growth of microorganisms. Okay, so that is the way it can preserve the food materials. Okay, these are things are boiling and sugaring. Okay, so these are the traditional. Okay, and then modern technique made, that is a pasteurization. Do you know modern? This is a pasteurization. In the lower class also we studied about the pasteurization. What is pasteurization? Pasteurization means nothing but especially milk. Okay, preserve the milk. First the milk is boiled at the 70 degrees Celsius and suddenly cooled into the 10 degrees Celsius. That is what called pasteurization. Pasteurization. Okay, so in this process it kills all the microbes present in the milk. Okay, that is a pasteurization. This is invented by Louis Pasteur. Okay, Louis Pasteur. Okay, especially the milk, it is preserved by the pasteurization. Pasteurized milk, that also we can here. Okay, so the pasteurization means nothing but the milk, it is heated into 70 degrees Celsius and suddenly cooled down into 10 to 12 degrees Celsius. That is what called pasteurization. That is a modern method, modern technique of food preservation. Okay, so next one, it is a probiotic. That is a food production. This is a traditional and modern method. It is food preservation. The last one, it is a probiotic. This is a food production. Okay, probiotics we know very well. Do you know the Yakult, like the word? That is a Yakult. It is a life supplement of microorganism. That is a probiotic. Okay. Especially in Yakult and other fermented milk products, this is a probiotic. Okay, it contains some of the microorganisms like lactobacillus, bifidobacterium. Okay, this is useful improve our microbial growth in our intestine. Okay, and it is used in the decreasing the risk of colon cancer. It is used to decrease the risk of colon cancer and it decreases the cholesterol absorption in our body and as well as it control or prevent the diarrheal disease. That is a probiotics. Okay, so it is useful in our body also. Okay, so these are the microbes in the food process. Okay, so the uses of microorganism we completed. Okay, next we have to see about the harmful effect of microorganism.
The next topic we have to discuss about harmful microorganisms. Harmful microorganisms. So in the previous class we discussed about the useful microorganisms. So now harmful microorganism. Okay. So some of the microorganisms are cause the disease in the plants, animals and as well as human being also. Okay. So that is called pathogen. What is the meaning of pathogen? The disease causing organism. Okay, the microorganism which causing the disease is called pathogens. Okay, when the pathogen enter into our body, it cause the disease. Okay, so what are the diseases are caused? We can see now. See, this is a plant diseases. Two diseases are there. First one, citrus canker. Okay, the causative microorganism is Xanthomonas axonopodis. Okay, that is a causative microorganism. It is a bacteria. The Xanthomonas, it is a one of the bacteria. The mode of transmission, it transmit through the air and water. Okay, symptom, the lesions on leaves, stem and fruits. Okay, so how we can prevent this or treatment it? Copper based bactericides can be used. Okay, can be used to prevent the Xanthomonas. This is a citrus canker. Okay, on the citrus fruit the patches are there, that is a citrus canker. Next one, it is a potato blight disease. Potato blight. Okay, so the causative microorganism is Phytophthora. Okay, so that is a causative microorganism. It is one of the fungi. The mode of transmitted, air. It transmitted through the air. Okay, so the symptom, the brown lesions on the surface of the tubers. Prevention, the fungicide only. Okay, so this is a one of the fungal disease. Okay, so the two diseases are there. The microorganism causing the disease in the plants. Okay, so next Animal disease. So what are the diseases caused by microorganism in animals? The first one, it is a anthrax. This anthrax disease, as well as it caused in the human being also. It affect the human being also. Okay. So anthrax. The causative microorganism is Bacillus anthracis. Bacillus anthracis, this is also one of the bacteria. It is a bacterial disease. The anthrax, it is a bacterial disease. It not only affects the animals, as well as it affects the human being also. Okay. The mode of transmission through the contaminated soil and food. Contaminated food and contaminated soil. This is a mode of transmission. And symptoms: difficulty in the breathing, unconsciousness, loss of appetite. Okay. So the prevention, anthrax vaccine only. The vaccine only, the prevention. Okay. So next, foot and mouth disease. It is a viral disease. Aphthovirus. It is caused by aphthovirus. The mode of transmission through air and animal vectors. Through air and animal vectors. Okay. Next, symptoms: fever, blisters in the mouth, weight loss, decreased milk production. This is a symptoms of aphthovirus. Okay. FMD vaccine, it is a best prevention method. Okay. So these are the diseases are animal disease. Next one, it is a disease caused by microorganism in humans. So what are the disease caused in the humans? First one, tuberculosis. It is a bacterial disease caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Okay. The mode of transmission is through air and sputum of the infected person. Okay. Through air. It spread or transmitted through air and sputum of the infected person. What is the symptoms? Persistent cough, blood mucus, loss of weight, breathlessness. These are the symptoms of the tuberculosis. Preventive measures, BCG vaccine. The vaccine only best prevention method. Next one, it is a cholera. Vibrio cholerae. It also one of the bacterial disease. It is caused by Vibrio cholera. Mode of transmission by flies, especially house flies. Okay. And contaminated food and water. So the cholera, it is caused by Vibrio cholerae. It is a bacterial disease transmitted by flies or contaminated food and water. Symptoms: watery diarrhea, okay, watery stool and vomiting, rapid dehydration, okay, loss of water in our body, that is called dehydration. Preventive measures or treatment: anti-cholera vaccine, maintaining the personal hygiene. The personal hygiene is very, very important for cholera. Not only for cholera, this is if we keep our personal hygiene, it control most of the disease. 90% of disease we can control. Okay. So next one, common cold. It is a viral disease caused by influenza. Mode of transmission through air only. And running nose, sneezing, it is the symptoms. Okay. We know very well about the common cold. Prevention, isolation of patient. Next one, it is a rabies. Rabidoviride. Rabies also we know very well. Rabidovirus. It is caused by animal bite, especially dog bite. Okay. So the fever, hallucination, paralysis, inability to swallow. Okay. That are the symptoms of the rabies. Vaccine only prevention method. Okay. Anti-rabies vaccine. Next, amoebic dysentery. So the continuous dysentery. It is a protozoan disease. Entamoeba histolytica. Amoeba. Do you know? Yes. That is a Entamoeba histolytica. It is transmitted by food and flies. Food and flies. With the water also. So what are the symptoms? Severe diarrhea, blood in stool. Okay, the blood leakage in the stool. So that is amoebic dysentery. So the prevention or treatment, proper sanitation to be followed. The sanitation measures we should be concentrate. Okay, so the proper sanitation to be followed, and metronidazole antibiotic. It is the best treatment for amoebic dysentery. The last one, malaria. It is caused by Plasmodium. It also one of the protozoan disease. It is transmitted by mosquito, female Anopheles mosquito. Nausea, vomiting, high fever. These are the symptoms of the malaria. Preventive measures are treatment, anti-malarial drugs like quinine, chloroquine to be taken, and usage of mosquito repellents and nets. First prevention method, we should away from the mosquitoes. Okay, we should use the mosquito repellents or mosquito nets like this. Next one, the treatment is the anti-malarial drugs like quinine, chloroquine. These are the things are treatments. Okay, so there is diseases also completed. Okay, now we are in the end of the lesson. Relationship between man and microbes, balances, imbalances, and uses. This is everything we studied in this lesson. Am I correct? So, thousands of bacteria, fungi, and other microbes that live in our gut are essential contributors to a good health. They break down the toxins, manufacture some vitamins and essential amino acids, and form a barrier against the invaders. Gut microbes are the bacteria in the human gut. Already I told to you some of the bacteria it is present in our gut also, in our intestine also. Okay, they are one of the most important allies in our overall health and well-being. So the gut ensures that the body is absorbing all the important nutrients. What are the uses of this gut bacteria? It is used to absorb all the nutrients. Okay, so many different aspects of health are attached to it. So uh, these microbes also we need we need for our health well-being. So most of the bacteria it is useful to us. It is present in our gut and stomach, everything. It is used to um, live healthy. Okay, so this is the relationship between the man and microbes. So the balance imbalance also very important. Okay, okay students, so the lesson is completed. Thank you so much. We can see in the next class. Bye bye.